Namibia campaign. Many of you, especially since you have been working in the media, know that the issue of access to information or the need for legislation to guarantee Namibians access to information has been on the back burner for a number of years. With your help, we are purporting to change that. So, this meeting that we will be having here today is the first activity in a long range of activities over the next 18 months, we hope, that will lead towards the enactment of access to information legislation in Namibia. We know that nothing is going to happen in Namibia unless we have the buy-in of the media, because you set the agenda. And we have invited guests to especially Professor Kwame Karikari, the Ombudsman, the Press Ombudsman in South Africa, Mr. Joe Ploro, and our own Media Ombudsman, also to come and speak to you about the interface between media regulation and accountable and professional media and the issue of access to information. That will be the nexus of this meeting this morning. But a little more about the Action Namibia Coalition. This coalition consists of MISA Namibia, MISA Regional Secretariat, Inside Namibia Magazine, and the Institute for Public Policy Research, IPPR. We are the initial grouping that is going to launch a campaign around access to information. But I believe this morning the EFN, the Editors Forum of Namibia, will formally come on board to support this campaign, and we hope in the next few weeks we will have more Namibian organizations coming on board. We are already speaking with the National Chamber of Commerce and Industry will have come on board, and various interested stakeholders, because access to information is not only a media issue. We have to broaden the stakeholders. And here we are this morning, firstly, to ask the Editors Forum to endorse this campaign, to come on board and to ask you personally, as media managers, as stakeholders, to come on, endorse the campaign and support it. Because you can definitely make a change, and you can push, hopefully, within the next 18 to 24 months for our government to fully develop a bill and finally enact access to information legislation. Thank you again for your time. We will be discussing very, very serious issues around media regulation, and we will have the opportunity to learn from experience from other parts of the region and the African continent. Thanks again, and enjoy your breakfast.
Thank you, Zoe. Short and brief. That's how she always do it anyway. To the point. To get going, the next person to say something is the chairperson of the Editors Forum of Namibia, Eberhard Hoffman.
Very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Editors Forum of Namibia, I would all like to welcome you heartily here in this capital city, Mr. Bukalani Dimba, Open Democracy Center of Cape Town, Professor Kwame Karikari of the Media Foundation for West Africa and member of the South African Press Freedom Commission, is that correct?
Yes, I was.
And last not least, the kingpins of media freedom and media self-regulation in Southern Africa, Joe Ploro, and our own media ombudsman in Namibia, Clement Daniels, colleagues of the media, and of course our partners, MISA, European Commission, afraid is already part of the media inside Namibia. You have come here to the Namibian capital, the cradle of the Windhoek Declaration, as we find ourselves at the start of a hefty program to pave the way for greater consciousness towards the promulgation of an Access to Information Act and many related matters. Only last Friday, stakeholders met here in Windhoek to highlight the need for a related law, namely a law to protect persons that have the civil courage to report evidence of corruption to relevant authorities, a law which should encourage more people who know of the rot in their midst to tell and to take heart and report and expose. So these are two acts that we would like to promote and to support the process of drafting. I wish to welcome particularly our visitors from abroad in the land that is rated by Reporters Without Frontiers as the country topping the ranks of all when it comes to media freedom, for freedom of the media in Africa. While we take note of this ranking with some astonishment and some pride, I'm convinced that none of my colleagues who are here would thereby be prompted to rest on the laurels. Already the campaigning for the two prospective laws I referred to indicate to you that the quality of society and democratic values are never complete and cannot be taken for granted. The veneer of democracy may be very thin if you consider that our government cultivates and celebrates ties of intimate friendship with a number of countries that rank and rate right at or close to the bottom of the international ranking list of media freedom and freedom of expression. Independent as well as credible public media remain a concern to all of us. I take heart in the organizers of the Access to Information event in Windhoek this week. And I can add here that from the statutes of the Editors Forum of Namibia, I think those statutes already commit us to the cause of the act proposed. I thank you very much and welcome once more.
They say in the future, technology will be of the kind that this thing will just adjust itself wherever you go. I have the pleasure of just meeting him for the first time. But it's a gentleman that will take on and facilitate this process for the next hour or so, till we return. Mr. Mokelani-Ndimba. As facilitator, he's going to get a lot of support through the next, gentleman, Mr. Joe Clodel. Professor Kwame Karikari, and Mr. Clemens Daniels. And next time we'll make sure that they